So this is the fabric pouch that we will be creating today. Hello and welcome to Pouches and More. This simple fabric zipper pouch is designed for both convenience and elegance. This pouch features a wristlet which is attached with a swivel clasp. It's got an additional pocket in front in which we can keep our cash, as it's got a zipper closure and the cash will be secure. The main pocket is completely lined from inside, so there are no raw edges, and it's got enough space to hold our phone and our basic makeup like lipstick and powder. This is the pouch we will be creating today. So let's go over to the materials that we will need to get started making this pouch. We will be working on some beautiful cotton fabric, one piece of which we have quilted, and I have used a rubber quilting over here. This piece measures 8.5 by 5 3/4 inches. The same fabric we have fused with interfacing, and this measures 9 3/4 inches by 6.5 inches. We will also require 2 pieces of lining fabric, which is again cotton, measuring 8.5 by 5 3/4 inches. Now on the front side, we will be making a pocket. So for this we will require one fabric 5 into 4.5 inches and another 5 into 5.5 inches. For this we will require a 6.5 inch long zip. So this particular zip is for the front pocket. Now we will be preparing wristlet from the main fabric itself, and we will require fabric measuring 2 inches by 13 inches. This is for the wristlet. We also will be requiring a fabric for the D-ring, and we have taken the main fabric itself 2 inches into 2.5 inches. Now for the main body we require a 7.5 inch long zip. So this is for the main body. Now for the zip, that is the zipper tab, we need to cover these raw edges. So for that we will be preparing a tab, and this fabric measures 2 inches into 1.5 inch, and we need 2 of these. Now for the wristlet and the D-ring tab, we will also require one D-ring, and for the wristlet we will be putting the swivel clasp. So we will require one swivel clasp. So these are all the materials we will require other than our basic supplies. It's an easy to make project, so even if you are a beginner, you can follow along. So let's get started with the complete process. So first we'll take the main fabric which has been fused with interfacing. This is for the pocket. We will be making some markings. So first we are just going to turn it on the wrong side and make a marking. So on the top part, we need to make this marking on the top as well as on the base. We'll be making a marking of 2.5 inches on either side. So from the side we'll take a 2.5 inch marking, again 2.5 inch. The same marking we will be doing on the base also. Now we are going to join these two markings of 2.5 inch on either side. So this is the side panel that we will be doing. We will be having a side panel and a top panel also. So this is the side panel we have done. Now on this panel, that is on the line, we are going to make a marking from the top part, a 2 inch mark. So this will be from the top only. We are going to make this marking on the panel line. This is the 2 inch mark. This is the top panel. Now again we are going to join this 2 inch mark. So now we will be cutting along these lines, that is this and this. Now this side of the fabric we haven't quilted, since there will be joints over here and the entire piece will become bulky for stitching. We can always alter the sizes in this, that is as we want. So here I have now taken 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches and 2 inches, and I'll be cutting this now. So we have finished cutting the fabrics. Now we're just going to place these two panels away, and even the top panel we won't be requiring it as of now. Now we'll only be working with the center piece, that is to stitch the zip over here along with the pocket. So we'll take the zip and right side will be facing down, and we are going to clip it on the top edge. Now we will be taking our pocket fabric, the 4.5 inch one, and we'll place it on the right side and align it from the top and the sides, and we'll be making a stitch together over here. Now we've finished stitching this. I always prefer to take a longer zip, so while stitching the slider will be out of the way. If we take a smaller zip, the slider will be coming in between. So I prefer to take a longer zip, and I put a clip over here so that the slider does not move out. Now we need to make even if there's any extra fabric, it's okay. Later on we will be adjusting the sizing according to the pattern. Now once this is done, we're just going to open the fabrics. And we are going to make a top stitch over here. Now we have finished making the top stitch over here. Now we'll take the other piece of main fabric and we're going to put it right side facing down on the other side of the zipper tape. So here we'll have to align it from the side as well as the top, and we are going to clip this on the other side. So here we have put the right sides together. Now we'll just flip it over and we'll take the other piece of pocket fabric and we are going to attach this over here. So we're going to align it on top and make a stitch. Now we finish making the stitch. Now for making the top stitch, we are just going to push this fabric as a main fabric on top. The seam will also be pushed on top, and we need to make a top stitch over here. Now the pocket fabric that we stitched now will be down itself. We won't be pushing it on top. So it will be like this. The main fabric and the seams together will be making a top stitch over here. So it's a simple straight stitch that we'll be doing. Now our center part is done. Now we need to attach the side to panels. Now before attaching the side panel, we are going to push the slider inside. So we are going to pull the slider inside, and now we are going to attach the side panels. Now here we have pushed when we did the top stitch, we have pushed the pocket fabric down itself. Now the side two panels, we are going to put it right side facing down. So you can either align them from top or from bottom. Since we need to cut them, I prefer to align it from the top. So we're just going to align it from top and put the right sides together like this, and we're going to clip this. Remember to put all these fabrics, that is both the pocket fabrics, together and clip it together. We need to stitch all these fabrics together over here. So we are going to clip them together. Now one side is done, same thing we'll do on the other side also. So now here it's done, we need to stitch over here. We finished making a stitch over here. Now we're just going to cut all this extra. Now for making the top stitch, we are just going to keep the seams facing out itself. So we're just going to flatten the outside panels like this with the seams outside, and we'll be making a top stitch over here. Our top stitch is done. Now we'll move to the back panel. So here we have got the back part of the main body. Here we are going to make some markings. So on the corner, that is the base side corner, we'll be curving the corners. So we have taken a 2-inch circle. You can take any circle, it's only to curve the corners. And we are going to place it in the corners like this. The circumference has to touch the edge of the pouch, and we are going to curve it neatly. We'll be doing the same thing, that is, we are going to curve the corner on the other side also. Now both side corners are curved, we are going to cut this. Now we have finished cutting, and we are going to take this is the front part, this is the back part. Now we are just going to place this right side down, and we are going to cut it according to this. The length and everything will be according to this. We'll align from top and cut the base according to the back part. Now we are just going to place it like this, and we are going to cut this down part according to this pattern. Now the same thing we will be doing for these two lining fabrics also. So we are just going to place it like this, and according to this pattern we will be cutting 1, 2 and 3. All 3 pieces we will be cutting according to this pattern. So we have cut all the fabrics according to the pattern. Now we need to prepare the zip. So we are just going to put the 3 fabrics aside, and we'll take only one piece of main fabric. Now this is 8.5 inch. So we'll be requiring a zip which is 1 inch smaller. So we have taken, this is our 8.5 inch, we need a 7.5 inch zip. So it is half inch smaller than the fabric. Now for this we need to, for the zip we have got raw edges, so we need to attach the tab. So first we'll take this tab fabric, and we have first folded this fabric in half and got both the raw edges to the center, and we are going to just insert we have done this for both the fabrics, that are the tab fabrics, and we're just going to insert this zip raw edge into the tab, and we're going to clip this. We need to make a stitch on this. We'll be doing the same thing on the other side also. So we're just going to put this over here and clip it. Now we need to make a stitch over here. While we are doing this, we'll do other things also. That is, we'll take the wristlet, and we're doing the exact same thing. That is, we have folded this first in half, and we have got the raw edges to the center, and we have made another fold, and we have ironed this piece. Now we will just take our swivel clasp, and we are going to insert this folded fabric into the swivel clasp like this. Now we will open both the edges, that is the sides. We are just going to open it like this, and we are going to get the right sides together, and we'll have to make a stitch on this. So here we will be making a stitch. Now we're just going to clip this. Now we'll be doing the same thing for our D-ring fabric also, D-ring tab. The same thing we have done. We have just folded it in first in half, got the raw edges to the center, and again folded this. Now here we are just going to make a stitch on both sides, and then we will insert this into the D-ring. So now we will be doing all these 3 things. So we have finished these 2 sides. We have also finished stitching this D-ring, we have done, and we have also done this stitch on the wristlet. Now for the wristlet, this is for the swivel clasp. So we are just going to flatten this now. the seam that we stitched, we are just going to flatten it and we will just do as it was. That is, we are just going to now get the raw edges on the center line and we're just going to fold it as it was, and we will be completing this. We'll be making a stitch on both sides all around. So we have finished stitching all around, and now where we have this joint that we just joined, that is over here, we are going to get the swivel clasp over here. So where the joint is, we will be putting the swivel clasp, and in order to hold it together, we are just going to make a stitch over here. So this is only to hold them together. That is, the swivel clasp will be held over there itself, it won't slip. So we have done a stitch now, that is only to hold the swivel clasp. So this is done. Now for this, we are just going to insert this into the D-ring, and we will be keeping this. This is also ready. So this is done. Our wristlet is also done and our zip is also ready. Now we'll complete the pouch. So we'll take the main fabric right side facing up, and we'll take the zip slider side facing down. We need to make a center marking. So we're just going to fold it like this and make a center mark. We'll be making a center mark on the other side of the zipper tape also. So again, fold. Now center mark on the zipper tape is done. We'll do the same on the main fabric also. So we're just going to fold it like this, and we're just going to make a mark over here. So this is our center mark. Now in case you don't want to do the center marks, we can just leave half inches on the sides and then attach the zipper, since it is 1 inch shorter than our main fabric. But we have done the center mark and we will be aligning the center marks to stitch the zip. Now this is the back part of the pouch. So we will want the zipper to open from right to left. So we are just going to place it like this, so it opens from right to left. The slider facing down, align the center marks and clip them together. So see that the center marks are aligned. Now this is done. We are going to take our lining fabric right side facing down, and we are going to align from the side and the top, and again clip all these three together. So we are just going to clip the fabrics and the zip together. Here we need to make a stitch. So here right sides are together and zip is sandwiched in between. We are going to make a straight stitch over here. So the stitch is done. Now we are just going to put both the fabrics on one side. We need to make a top stitch on this. So both the fabrics will be on one side. We are just going to finger press the stitch line and make a top stitch. So we are going to make a top stitch only from here to here. The corners we are going to leave. Only in the center will be making. So our top stitch is done. And now we need to put the other side also. So that is the pocket side that we did. This also right side facing down. We are going to place it, align from the sides and the top, and we are going to clip this again together. So here right sides of the main fabric are together. We'll flip it over and we'll place the lining fabric over here. In case it's got a right side and a wrong side, we need to place it right side facing down. So now right side will be facing down. We'll align from the side and the top, and we are going to clip this and make a stitch over here also. So here the lining fabric right sides are together and here main fabric right sides are together. We'll have to make a straight stitch over here. So this is the stitch that we just did. So our main body is completely stitched. Now we need to make a top stitch over here. So we'll be doing the same thing, that is, we'll push both the fabrics neatly on one side and we're just going to the stitch mark, we're just going to finger press it so that it flattens a bit and we'll be making a top stitch over here. So it's a simple straight stitch that we'll be doing over here. Now we have done top stitch on both the sides. Now we need to do one thing, that is attach the D-ring tab. So for that we'll push the lining fabric out of the way and only on the main fabric we are going to attach the D-ring. So only on the main fabric we'll attach it right on top. We'll take it as close to the edge and we'll be attaching it over here. Remember, it's only on the main fabric, not on any other fabric. In case you clip any other fabric, push it out of the way. So only on the main fabric we'll be doing this. Now in case you want to use this as a sling, the same thing we'll do on the other side also, and we'll make a bigger strap. Instead of a wristlet, we'll make a bigger strap, and we can also alter the sizes in case you want to. You can also put a pocket in the inside lining. So as of now we'll just be making a straight stitch over here. So our D-ring tab is also attached over here. We made a stitch, it's a simple straight stitch. Now here we are just going to, so here we finished stitching only on the main side and we're going to cut this. Now the extra fabric we have cut. Now the only thing left to be done is to stitch the right sides of the fabrics together. So main fabric right sides together. Now over here, this part we are going to flatten the seams neatly and get the stitch line together. So here we are going to do it like this and we will be aligning the edge entirely and clipping it. So we'll align the edge now neatly of the main fabric. Now when in the other side also we'll be doing the same thing, that is flattening the seams neatly and getting the stitch marks together, and we will be clipping them. Now main fabric also we'll be clipping all the edges. Now the same thing we'll be doing on the lining fabric also. All around we will have to clip the edges now. Now we need to stitch all around. On the lining fabric we need to leave an opening. So this is the opening that we will be leaving to turn the pouch to the right side. Rest entire we will be stitching all around. Now we have stitched all around. The corners, that is the curved part, we will be making small notches on the main fabric. That is, when we turn it to the right side, it will look neat since the notches will not overlap each other and create a bulk. They will be flat. So the main fabric we will be making small notches in the curved part, whereas in the lining fabric we will just cut off the extra fabric. Now the lining fabric side we are just going to, first we are going to cut off any extra thread also if it is there, and we are just going to, in the curved part we are just going to cut off the extra fabric. So once this is done, we need to flatten the seams, that is the opening that we left. We are just going to flatten the seams, and from this opening now we will turn it to the right side. So remember to keep the zip open. I again forgot to open the zip, so I had to open the zip and then turn the entire pouch to the right side from the opening. So just turn the entire pouch to the right side. So our entire pouch is turned to the right side. Now push the corners neatly out, that is the curved part. See that it is pushed neatly out. Since we made notches, it stands absolutely flat and it's not bulky now in the corners. So both the corners, to give it the curved shape, we need to neatly push it before we make the stitch, that is the opening that we left in the lining. Even the base part, just flatten the seams neatly and flatten the entire pouch so that it looks neat. So this is how it will be. Now we need to stitch the opening that we left in the lining, and since we have folded the seams, it will be easy. Just get the folds together, that is the seam folds that we did. We're just going to get them together, clip them, and then we will be making a stitch. You can either make a hand stitch or we can make a machine stitch. I'll be making a machine stitch over here since it will be going right to the bottom. So this is done. Now push the entire lining neatly inside. So our pouch is ready and done. This fabric pouch can serve a variety of purposes as an organizer or travel accessory, or even as a unique handmade gift. By trying out different fabrics and patterns, we can easily make pouches unique and we can give it a personal touch. So this is how it looks. We have also attached the wristlet now. Please feel free to be more creative, adding a personal touch to the pouch, and let me know in the comments how it turned out. If you are new here, please do subscribe for more such DIY projects. Thanks for watching. Bye.